Hey guys, so you ready for today's July 7, 2018, 1:14 a.m. Central Time. I put an emphasis on 18 for a reason. I am shocked, absolutely shocked, and finally realize why California is getting trashed. If you are aware of this, you heard about this, whatever, it's probably because A, you live in California and perhaps you're one of these retards, or two, you just randomly heard about it. But I pretty much could say most of you, mass majority of you, have not heard about it due to YouTube. Because I did a quick search on YouTube when I heard about this and was like, how is nobody talking about this? Like, what? I'm going to see like who's randomly discussing it, bitching about it, whatever. And it's like, there's nothing. Either this is like some secret crazy, want to keep it under the rug type shit, or like YouTube's deleting videos. I can't believe this. 4,238,156 retards in California trashed California a few years back, because I've seen reports from all kinds of places, whether it be CNN, Fox, random local stuff here in Missouri, whatever, talking about California and how they are having like just massive amount of homeless people and drug use and needles on the street, feces on the street, theft. You know, there's these quote tent cities of all these homeless people. There's fucking outbreaks of hepatitis and all this crazy shit. And I was in California for a while, okay? That's where Camp Pendleton is. But I also lived there for a while too. And boy, California does not look the way it looked a few years back. And that wasn't too long ago. And I was always wondering why. I'm like, why is everybody flocking to California? Oh, because it's a sanctuary state. You know, they're taking in illegals. They're doing this. They're doing that, whatever. No, it's not. It's because of 4,238,156 retards that decided to vote for something called Proposition 47. I did a search on YouTube, okay? Prop 47 in California. 17,300 results. I filtered it by most views. The top viewed video is from KPBS News that has 11,000 views from 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And it took 11,000 views. Before my channel got shut down on this channel, I had several videos. I mean, I had tons of videos that were over 11,000 views. But I mean, I had several videos that were like random, like thought conspiracy, or found out some random shit, I don't know, or gun related, gun control related or something, that had more views. I mean, you look at Philip DeFranco. I mean, his single one-day news opinion on random stupid shit that's not even necessarily controversial that he puts out has way more than 11,000 views a day. And this got the top video talking about this proposition has 11,000 views. Crazy. The most important video I found on this actually came from Michelle Hansey. It's the YouTube channel Los Angeles ADDA. It's LA's Association of Deputy District Attorneys. She actually does like this slideshow. She kind of does what I do, but in a different format. But she knows her shit because she's part of the attorneys, okay? I'm going to give you this video. It's only got 3,886 views. Period. That's it. And she talks about 3 different laws, AB 109, Prop 47, and Prop 57. They all have contributed to California's junky trashness, okay, that's going on. But let's talk about 47 in particular. So I did a quick search and pulled up a couple different things. I pulled up, obviously, Wikipedia, pulled up this attorney's website, and then pulled up Los Angeles Times, okay? Okay. 2,871,943 people in California who voted no on this. I hope that you have left the state, because I would have. This happened November 4th, 2014. Hence the emphasis on 2018. Considering the type of channel I run, okay, the amount of news you guys have sent me over the years saying, hey, this is going on, hey, this passed, hey, whatever the fuck. And I don't follow state stuff, obviously, but I would have thought this would have popped up from one of you guys, and it didn't. It's taken me 4 years, almost 4 years, because they were in July, it passed in November, almost 4 years to figure out this fucking thing existed. But let me tell you, it didn't take very long for many criminals to figure out that this shit existed, let me tell you. But anyway, so November 4th, 2014, it was passed by the California voters. It was known on the ballot as criminal sentences, misdemeanor penalties, initiative statute. And then it says the measure was also referred to by its supporters as the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act. What a joke. And then it was supposed to expire last year, November 4th, 2017. And though Jerry Brown, the wonderful liberal governor who's doing a great job in California, decided to approve it through a bill and extended the deadline to November 4th, 2022. Now, stop for a second here. I'm about to tell you what it is. If you agree with this, I have to tell you, if you agree with this, if you think this is a good idea, if you thought for a second, I mean, just step back out of your retard bubble if you actually agree with this, and think real world consequences of where this would head if it passed. And indeed it did, and look where you're at. This is what California, you know, liberal policies at this point, the Democratic Socialist movement that's really taken off in the Democratic Party is, this is a prime example, no joke, of a policy that they would support. I'm not joking. Because of what democratic socialism is. And democratic socialism isn't even part of the Democratic Party. It's a break off, and sometimes they piss off the Democratic Party. But anyway, moving on. You'd have to be part of that party to think this is brilliant. You'd have to be really warped to think this in long term would be a brilliant idea, because of how it was written to begin with. This is Law Offices of Randy Collins, Southern California Criminal Defense, former Deputy District Attorney. Okay, his website, if you look at the top, I don't think you can see my cursor, top tab, it's a fucking pot leaf. Now, follow me here. Follow me here. What this does is it turns certain felonies into misdemeanors, okay? And the felonies can go back years. There have been instances, I've done quite a bit of research on this since I became aware of this, so it's not just these tabs I brought up. There have been people who have overturned felonies from the 80s, okay? And what this was supposed to do in theory, okay, like, I'll tell you what it talks about here for a second. But it says what it's supposed to do here, oh, it doesn't even say it in this, it was somewhere else, is one, it was supposed to save the state money, okay? And they were going to put these funds that got people out of prisons and jails towards rehab centers and of all kinds, whether it be mental health or drug use or, I don't know, retard clinics for people who just don't know how to fucking live a moral life. Like, who knows? And so they were just not going to save money. They were going to fucking reallocate it, okay? And perhaps that 4 million population didn't realize that would actually be the case. It's just reallocation of cash going from prisons to these facilities, in which, how are you going to make these people use? And we're finding out real fast that they're not able to make these people use these facilities. And so they're not being used. The money's not going there. It's really questioning where the money's going at this point. According to a few sources that I ran into, the money was supposed to go to the counties, of those areas or whatever that they would be saving. But how would you know you're saving a certain... Anyway, it's going to the state general fund. It's not being distributed. So whatever. Anyway, moving on. Says, which felonies are under scrutiny? The crimes which are being reevaluated are mainly property crimes such as theft and forgery, where damages value less than $950. Keep that in mind, $950. Also included will be drug possession charges, where the drug was solely for personal use. The most controversial of these charges, and the one that law enforcement officials are most concerned about, involve guns and date rape drugs. Listen to this. The passage of this law will mean that no longer will be a felony to steal a firearm that is worth less than $950, nor will it be a felony to possess a known date rape drug. While police across the state are heavily opposed to this, because this was a situation prior to this passing, advocates for Proposition 47 listen to this brilliant logic, point out that the being in possession of a stolen firearm will still allow for other felony charges to be applied to each defendant. What? As for the legal possession of date rape drug, if they are utilized in a sexual assault, then the individual will be charged accordingly. What? So you're going to wait for the crime to happen before you charge the person. Okay? If you are in possession of a stolen firearm, here's a great example, actually, that one of the Supreme Court justices... No, I hope anyway. One of the judges that is going up for the Supreme Court that I would like to actually go in, named Brett, he did a case. He did a dissent on a case in an article. I think it was someone on Twitter had sent me, and he was talking about when a cop had stopped a guy that looked familiar to. I guess something had happened in the area, looked familiar to the description, and they searched him, and they opened his jacket or pulled his sweater up or something, and he had a gun on him, okay? Then, and I don't know the rest of the circumstances because I just scanned the article, but he had said that that was going too far and blah, 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 and all, or no, he dissented and said it wasn't going too far, and saying that, you know, police have the right to search you, for their safety and all this other trash, especially if you look like the person that just did a violent crime. So that was his dissent. So that's a great example of this. What if you are that person, you have a stolen firearm on you, and you happen to look like somebody else, but they stop you and find that stolen firearm? That's a misdemeanor if it's under $950. So you can get some crapshoot, or actually there are some decent guns out there for $950. You can get some good Glocks out there under $950. You can get some really good Glocks out there that are government used, you know, from law enforcement. Wow. And then if you have the date rape drug on you, okay, and you're at a party, and for some reason something happens at the party, and your ass gets searched, because, I don't know, there's underage drinking or something. You have the date rape drug on you. Well, guess what? You're A-okay. Because you didn't yet sexually assault that woman across the room that you were eyeing all night long, because the party didn't go on just that far. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So anyway, November 6, 2015. I'm going to go back to Wikipedia in a second. There's this guy, he's 30 years old, has stolen bicycles from his neighborhood, blah, blah. He's skipped out on drug treatment and kept up his meth habit. He has racked up 16 arrests, earning himself a place near the top of LA County Sheriff's Department list of repeat offenders picked up for theft or drug use, and says a new law has made it easier for him to commit crimes. Quote, "Now you can get away with it because of Proposition 47. End quote. It was something he said in an interview at his parents' house. Now, congrats to California. You lowered your population in your state prisons and your statewide jails, okay? Congrats. Who gives a rat's ass, honestly? You know, you can't take California logically. You cannot take the state of California in any sense about its population, what it's doing, what's there, whatever, statistics, and compare it to any other state in this country. Not just because of size, but because of what California has in it and where it's located, okay? That's huge. It's got a coast, okay, which makes a big difference because that means there's imports that go in and out of that fucking state. There's Silicon Valley there. There's Hollywood there. There's trashy fucking tent cities with homeless now. They are a border state. They are dealing with immigration. You cannot say to me there is one single state that is similar to California by size, population, circumstances, or financial. Period. Especially liberal policies. So they compare themselves all the time. I hear this all the time from Democrats. They compare California to what the rest of the world should look like, by the way. I heard that from some Democrat that's running on can't remember what seat she's running. It's somewhere up north. She's running for a House seat. She said that California is the prime example of how the rest of the United States should look. Jesus Christ. If that's the case, I'm gone. I am gone. I'm going to Canada or some shit like that. I don't know, Iceland. So anyway, it's amazing to me that there are Democrats in other states that will say, you know, well, we have to look what California's dealing with its state, you know, and they say the state prisons. In fact, that chick, Cortez, that won in New York recently over the fourth highest Democratic House seat that lost, Cortez is that 28-year-old millennial reject who's a Democratic socialist who thinks that prisons should be abolished, ICE should be abolished, everyone should have Medicare, and all kinds of crazy shit. Always go to California when it comes to prisons and jails and crime and all this shit. Population. And they can't compare. You cannot compare another state to California. You can't. You can't. So, beside the point, congrats, you lowered your population. However, it turns out this wasn't a bright idea. Go figure. Go figure this wasn't a bright idea. Apparently, people are flocking to the state of California because they know that they can get misdemeanor shit for under $950. And they can have drug use for personal use as long as it's A-okay for themselves. They're not selling it. It's a misdemeanor. So that makes a lot of sense as to what's going on the streets. There have been people who are, they call them, it's actually in here. There was an article I read about it too. They call them frequent flyer criminals. Okay, they describe, it says San Diego Shelley Zimmerman, who's, doesn't even say, part of the police department, describes Proposition 47 as a, quote, virtual get-out-of-jail-free card, end quote. Because there's a lot of people exploiting this situation to commit crimes. That's what they're saying. They even said, and I found this video. So this is true. This statement is true. I found this video. It was a guy that was talking. I'd have to redo this and do it by, you know, most relevant or whatever. Because there was a guy that was talking that, I think it was this video, there was a prosecutor in one of the counties, and he had actually said, for example, one criminal allegedly brought a calculator into his store to avoid stealing more than $950 worth of goods. And it was a true statement because the guy said it. The prosecutor said it, that people were doing it. It's not even just one person. He said people were doing it. And I can't believe they'd use a calculator, but then if you're homeless, you don't have a fucking cell phone contract, so I guess that's possible. But it says the ACLU responded by releasing a report saying that those linked to 47 that crimes were, quote, making irresponsible and inaccurate statements, end quote. And then it says here, A March 2016 report released by Center of Juvenile and Criminal Justice concluded it was too early to determine whether Proposition 47 had an effect on California's crime rates. If you scroll up here, it says a 2018 study maintains that Proposition 47 was, quote, not the driver, end quote, for recent upticks in crime. Are you kidding me? You must be a fucking reject. You must be someone who is homeless, somehow seeing this video, I don't know, on someone else who's walking down the street, unfortunately living there on their smartphone and hearing this and doing drugs and shooting up in your fucking arm to think that this was not the driving force behind the crime rates and all the bullshit that happened in California that's going down. You cannot possibly believe that to be the case. So you can congratulate 4,238,156 retards in California who voted on November 4th, 2014 to pass Proposition 47 for what California looks like right now. Congratulations. Good luck trying to clean up California if this shit doesn't get overturned. And then Jerry Brown, or whatever the fuck, yeah, just renewed this shit until 2022. Wow. Wow. Good luck. Any fucking Republican. I can't remember the guy who's running up against that, or going up against that. I don't know. I don't think Governor Brown's going. I think he's done, right? I don't know. I've heard the Republican talk a few times. Good luck, dude. Good luck. If you get elected, good motherfucking luck turning California around. Holy shit. I was seriously wondering why California looked like the inside of a fucking 5-year-old, you know, diaper. I don't even know if 5-year-olds wear diapers. Like 2-year-old's diaper. It didn't even make sense. It didn't make sense. Why was everybody shitting on the sides of the street? Why the hell were there a bunch of homeless people? Why were there needles and drugs everywhere? What the hell was going on? The only thing I knew about was Sanctuary City. Did you know about this? Did you know about Prop 47? And if you did, when the fuck did you find it out? This is shocking. So go to California, go ahead and steal a Glock at what it would be law enforcement used, or I don't think they do government issued. Maybe they do, I don't know. But I have a Glock that's law enforcement, ex-law enforcement used. Paid about $500 for it or so, or $450, can't even remember. Go ahead and steal that sucker. Go get some meth or something down the street by your local vendor. Make sure you don't pick up too much. Lay on the side of the street. Do it. Pass out. Hold that gun near you close. And nothing bad will happen to your dumb ass. Except for what I've heard called flash. Shit, what was it? I think she talked about it. They were called... It was like flash jail time or some shit. It's like where you get arrested for whatever the fuck it is you're doing. And I looked it up. It's in California's law. It's actually a term. It's like flash some. I don't know. The criminal justice system in California is just unbelievable. It was stupid before. But this is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. 4 million people. 4.2 million people. Unbelievable. I wonder how many of those people actually exist, or if those were like fake ballots. Anyway, this is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. Have a great night. Morning, whatever.